All right, so I'm here with Michelle, and we're going to go over her nutritional counseling form number 1, her 5-day food diary. So this 5-day food diary runs from Monday, May 8th through Friday, May the 12th. So Michelle has been very specific here in her calculations as to what she's eating every day. So we'll just start on day 1. So for breakfast, it looks like you had a protein shake, and you've measured down to the milliliter of milk. I'm assuming you have one of those shake makers that has the measurement marks on it. Okay, so we've got 400 milliliters of milk, a half a banana, 3 strawberries, a half a cup of spinach, 8 blueberries, 1/2 scoop of protein powder, a tablespoon of flaxseed, a scoop of Bloom, and a scoop of collagen. I had to talk to her about what Bloom was when I was looking at this for the first time, and apparently it's a green food kind of supplement with like broccoli powder.
It's delicious.
Anyways, so she had that for breakfast, so that looks pretty good. Then you had 2 probiotic gummies and 2 multivitamins. So then you're drinking the 30 ounces of lemon water. That was your snack. I don't know that I would necessarily.
I didn't know where to
snack.
put it on there.
Okay.
It didn't say fluids anywhere. It's extra, so I just put that in there.
Adding lemon to your water is extra, so it should go there. I'm just kidding. Okay, so then we're looking at lunch, which is 4 ounces of grilled steak, a half roasted veggies, or half cup of roasted veggies, broccoli, mushroom, and red onion.
Yes.
And then 1 mini Cliff Bar, and 8 ounces of cucumber juice.
Also delicious.
Okay, then you had 24 ounces of tap water. For dinner, you had a quesadilla, 1 carb balanced tortilla, a 1/3 cup of Fiesta cheese, 1/3 cup of refried beans, 1 cup of homemade guacamole, and 20 late July sea salt tortilla chips, which are delish.
Those are good chips.
And then for a snack, you had a Publix 1 slice of turtle cheesecake. So everything that you did here was offset by that cheesecake.
That's how I do it. I eat good, and that night I'm like, cheesecake.
All right, so that actually looks like you're eating a fairly balanced diet. Then on Tuesday, you again went through all of your measurements here. So you had an omelet with 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of milk, some veggies, a 1/3 cup spinach, and some cheese. You had the lemon water again, 1 bag of lesser evil popcorn, and 6 ounces of cucumber juice for a snack. And then for dinner, you had fuzzy peach.
We don't gotta read all those ingredients.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
So you had cheesecake froyo, some brownie bites, some gummy bears, caramel cups, strawberries, whipped cream, peanuts, and chocolate syrup. So I'm guessing like those are just 1 scoop of each, right?
Yeah.
And I think 1 scoop there is like 2 tablespoons or so,
that's
depending on how deep you scoop. And then you had Buffalo Wild Wings, 6 traditional wings, spicy garlic ranch, and some fried pickles.
Oh, I did have
and then
fried.
you had an Arnold Palmer. All right.
That was not a good day.
No, I would say that's a good day.
I mean, it was good.
On day 3 for breakfast, you had the protein shake again with the same calculations and measurements as day 1. And you have 6 ounces of cucumber juice and your lemon water. For lunch, you had 1 Sargento mozzarella cheese stick, 1 chopped beef stick, which was 0.5 ounces, 10 Crunch Master
6 seed crackers. Those are my
6 seed. Oh, it has 6 seeds in each cracker.
That's the little hexagon crackers.
Oh yeah. Those look like bird food. Okay, got it. And then we have 24 ounces of lemon water for a snack. For dinner, you had pizza with pepperoni from Sam's. You had 4 slices of that.
It wasn't really that good.
Was it like the Sam's Club 4 slices, individual slice, or was it like
No, it was like a Sam's Club like brand pizza.
Okay.
Like a frozen one, and I heated up and I cut it into
and you
8
cut your
pieces.
own slices. Okay,
Yeah, and then
that's
I ate
fair.
half of it.
And then 3 tablespoons of ranch. All right, on day 4, you again had the protein shake. For a snack, you had 22 ounces of lemon water. For lunch, you had a turkey breast Colby Jack sandwich. I'm assuming you had 2 pieces of bread with that, correct?
I did.
Okay, and then that was the David's Killer Bread, which is delicious. And then some pickles, tomato, avocado, spinach, 1 tablespoon of mayo, 1 tablespoon of mustard, and 1.5 cups of Thrive barbecue chips. And then for a snack, you had 16 ounces of kombucha, 32 ounces of tap water. Actually, that would be 54 ounces of tap water. And then for dinner, you had 2 Kodak pancakes with walnuts, blueberries, and banana. So with the walnuts, what would you say your measurements were on the walnuts?
I only grabbed a couple of them because I smashed them up. So let's say like, I don't know, say like 10 walnuts.
Okay. And then blueberries, are we talking like a quarter cup?
No, maybe a quarter cup, maybe.
Okay. And then what about
like
the banana?
Probably between the bananas and the blueberries was like a quarter cup because they were inside of my pancakes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And then you had 2 cups of fruit. You had blueberries, banana, and strawberries. And then 4 slices of bacon. For a snack, you had 2 bags of lesser evil popcorn. And the Publix 1 slice of turtle cheesecake. Okay. Are you going to bed hungry? Or do you feel hungry around this time of day?
I feel hungry at the end of the day.
Yeah, okay.
Because I haven't ate a lot.
Yeah.
Because we're in clinic.
We'll talk about that at a different video. So on Friday, May 12th, you had a protein shake again with the same ingredients and measurements. You had the lemon water. Then for lunch, you had a veggie salad with cucumbers and cherry tomatoes, red pepper, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil and red wine vinegar. 1 bag of tuna salad. Is that a tuna salad that you made at home, like with mayo?
That's the one that comes in the little bags of it, like it has the little fish on it.
Oh, the packet that I sprayed on Audrey the other day. Okay.
That packet.
All right, and then 12 crackers. What kind of crackers were they?
Those, like the birdseed crackers.
Okay, and then half a quarter cup of avocado. For snack, you had the Made Good crispy squares. How many of those did you have?
Just one.
Okay, all right. And then for dinner, you had 6 ounces of salmon, 1.5 cups of broccoli.
Oh, yeah.
And 1.5 cup of risotto. And then for a snack, you had water. All right, looks good. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go over nutritional counseling form number 2, which is a dietary analysis. So this goes over the food groups that you've eaten, and we talk about how to calculate the food groups to identify where you're maybe lacking or where you may have some overages. So just based on your actual food diary here that we went over in the last video, we can assume that these numbers are correct. So on the first day, we'll go through the dairy category. So the first day, the dairy category was 2. You had a total of 2. Second day was 2. Third day, 3. Fourth day, 3. And the 5th day was 0. So that gives you a total of 10, with the daily average being 5. So the recommended daily amount based on 2,000 calorie diet would be 3 cups, and the amount difference was 2. So you're over there, but not by a whole lot. The protein was on the first day 4, second day was 3, third day was 2, fourth day was 3, and the 5th day was 4, with a total of 16. So the daily average was 3.2. The recommended daily amount based on 2,000 calorie diet is 5.5 ounces. So you were negative 2.3 there. So you may want to consider upping the amount of protein that you're adding to your diet. Vegetables on day 1 was 2, second day 2, third day 0, fourth day 3, and 5th day was 6, putting a total of 13 with a daily average of 2.6. The recommended daily amount is 2.5 cups, and the amount difference is 0.1. So you're like right on where you're supposed to be with your veggies.
Yes.
Fruits, day 1 was 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. Fourth day was 4, and the 5th day was 1, with a total of 8, with an average of 1.6. So the recommended daily is 2 cups, and you're at negative 0.4. So you're just barely under perfect there, just barely. And then on your grains, looking at this would have put you up higher in the grain category, but really when it came down to the calculations, you're almost right on. So the first day was 2, second day was 0, third day was 2, fourth day was 2, and the 5th day was 4, with a total of 10 and a daily average of 5. So the recommended daily is 6 ounces, and you were at a negative 1. So you may want to actually consider adding more grains like bread, cereals, and enriched whole grains to your daily diet, okay?
Pizza.
All right. So we're going to talk about the exposure to sugars. We're going to do your daily average. So I do have your nutritional counseling form here. We're going to go through and circle the foods with added sugars, concentrated natural sweets, and the fermentable carbohydrates first. So just looking back on your 5-day food diary, the protein shake, we'll go ahead and circle that. Because that is some added sugars just from concentrated natural sweets and the fruits that you put in there. And then your fermentable carbohydrates that's day 3. On day 1 were, my apologies, that mini Cliff Bar was probably also in the natural sweets category, so we've circled that. Your fermentable carbohydrates, we've circled the tortilla and the tortilla chips, and then of course your sugar is that turtle cheesecake, right?
That was good too.
On day 2, we've circled your fuzzy peach dinner. So that's obviously the added sugars, and then your Arnold Palmer, the added sugars from the alcohol and the things that they do to make that drink actually taste good. Your protein shake, we've circled again on day 3 for those additional sugars. The Crunchmaster seed crackers as your fermentable carbohydrates, as well as the pizza. And then I've also circled your ranch, okay? And then on day 4, we've got your protein shake for your sugar. And then we've got the bread as your fermentable carbohydrate, as well as the chips, and then the pancakes. And then the added sugar was obviously also from the cheesecake, okay? Your protein shake is that added sugar on day 5. Then you've got your 12 crackers as your fermentable carbohydrates, as well as your crispy square. And then your 1.5 cups of risotto. Okay, so those are fermentable carbohydrates. So we've calculated here on her form so that we can talk about how many minutes a day, as well as frequency to exposure of these sugars and carbohydrates, okay? So looking at your liquids, they come from soft drinks, fruit drinks, cocoa, sugar and honey beverages, non-dairy creamers, ice cream, sherbet, gelatin, dessert, flavored yogurt, pudding, etc., right? So based on what we've got here in your 5-day food diary, we've put that as a frequency of 4 times 20 minutes. So you're getting 80 minutes of exposure, okay? On the solid and or sticky, we've got a total of 8 times 40. So we've got 320 minutes of exposure. And then the slowly dissolving, nothing. So we've got no exposure time there. So total minutes for the week for 5 days is 400. And then we've got the 400 minutes of daily exposure with a total minutes per day of 6.6 hours of the daily exposure. So anything over 2 hours of acid exposure per day is considered high. And obviously the sugars and the fermentable carbohydrates can act as acid against your teeth. So just be aware of that. Thank you. All right, nutritional counseling form number 4. So this is where we go over your dietary counseling recommendations. This is all based on your 5-day food diary, as well as the calculations that we've made in form number 4 in the dietary analysis, and your exposure times in form number 3. So we've got a couple of questions here. So we're going to talk about the dietary modifications for improved dental health. So limit the consumption of the following sugar-containing foods and drinks. So we've got desserts and protein shakes. And we're just talking about being aware of how much sugar is added to your protein powder and how much more natural sucrose you're adding through fruits in those shakes. You don't really have exposure to sodas or anything like that. So it's really just the protein shakes that we can kind of pick on you about, along with those, those cheesecakes. And then number 2 is limiting and avoiding the foods with hidden sugars or fermentable carbohydrates. So limit snacking on tortilla chips, and protein bars. All right, so on number 3, what is the most significant single change you feel you can make in your diet to reduce bacterial plaque and the decay-producing potential?
I put brushing and rinsing after snacking because I do not see the possibility of me changing my diet while I'm in hygiene school.
That's
So,
fair. So you show a deficiency in the food group of vegetables and dairy, okay? And you show an excess in the food groups of carbohydrates and proteins. So improvements to breakfast to provide more balance according to block number 4. So I just put in those shakes, you might want to up the amount of green vegetables that you're adding to the smoothies. You can still make it taste good with all of the extra berries and fruits and everything that you're adding in there. Plus, I'm sure that your protein powder is slightly sweetened.
it is vanilla.
Yeah. So improvements to lunch to provide more balance according to block number 4. So consider adding a protein to your salads. So I did notice that you're eating a tuna salad with your salads, but that's a really small amount of tuna, and especially for you have a high metabolism, right? So you may want to consider putting just a little bit more than that into your salads, okay? Just kind of sneaking it in here and there. Improvements to dinner to provide more balance according to block number 4. Consider adding a larger quantity of vegetables to your dinners. So we just had that nutritional class with Marie McClellan. Yeah, she's talking about making half of your plate vegetables and eating that first. So maybe try adding just a little bit more vegetables following that sequence so that you can sneak those in and not feel like you're being cheated out of all the other good stuff. And then improvements to snack selections will include cheese sticks instead of crackers and chips. I mean, you could do the crackers and chips and also have a cheese stick because there's protein in the cheese too. So, and then what is the most significant single change you feel you can make for a more balanced diet?
I said, put that my diet is perfect, and I don't feel like I need to make any changes. Because obviously any of my food cravings I have is linked to my mental health. So, to balance my mental health and my physical health, I think that eating potato chips late at night is just where I'm at in my life right now.
Okay.
And I'll try to eat salads at lunch.
Okay, that's fair. So some additional remarks. I feel like you eat better than most people, honestly.
Well, that makes me feel better.
I'd recommend limiting the addition of citrus fruits to your water to avoid unnecessary exposure to the acids in those citrus fruits. Okay?
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, thank you.